Hello nerds, welcome to your new favourite pop culture podcast. This is the post-credits show, season 2. I'm your host Loosh, and I'm here with our newest co-host, the new kid on the block, my boy Loki. How are you, brother?
Hello. Thank you for having me. Round 2, mate.
Round 2. You were alright enough, we thought we'd give you another crack.
I appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Plenty to learn, mate.
What have you been up to this week, brother?
Oh, mate, working my ass off. Went camping over the weekend, which was nice.
Yuck.
And then, been binge watching a couple of things.
What have you been watching?
I went back to Ballers.
Yeah,
on
nice.
HBO.
Nice. The Rock.
Yes, I've been watching that. Watched the new Aquaman 2. And I lasted about 45 minutes.
I was going to say, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard that apparently it's making good money in the cinemas still. And I'm hearing that it's garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty ordinary, mate. As I said, I lasted about 45 to 50 minutes into it. And I had to turn it off. I just couldn't handle it. It's just not for me.
I reckon there was a point during making that movie where they just went, oh, fuck it. Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
This means nothing anymore
100%.
anyway.
The first one was brilliant, as we discussed last week. But, yeah, this thing here was... Anyway, let's move on from that. I don't even want to get into it.
Well, look, speaking about Ballers and speaking about The Rock...
If you smell what The Rock is cooking...
Big fucking news coming out of the WWE. If you had told me 25 years ago that Triple H and The Rock would be the owners of the WWE, I'd have told you to go fuck yourself.
Wouldn't we all?
Holy shit, man. The Rock owns the WWE and a part of UFC as well.
What's his net worth? 800 million last, I think it was.
I'd be surprised if it's that small at this point.
But seriously, like to come from where he did to where he is now, holy shit, man. Hats off to him. Hats off to him.
Fucking wild.
He started with Scorpion King and look where he is now, mate.
The Scorpion King.
I thought I'd throw that in there.
Well, look, talking about WWE, we had a brief mention last week about the Royal Rumble, and I said that I'd be raging if my boy CM Punk didn't win. Fuck me dead, my boy CM Punk did not win. Not only did he not win, but he's down and out for like 6 months with a torn tricep or something.
Tell me what you were telling me earlier about what actually happened. Because he was meant to win, you said to me.
Well, I mean, the rumours were that he was meant to win, or at least that he was meant to have a more competitive match. And look, we watched it together, and I genuinely thought when it got down to the bottom two that both Cody and CM Punk were very lethargic at that point in the match. They've just felt like it went for too long.
Yeah, man.
Apparently, throughout that process, Punk was nursing the tear in his tricep already, which he took when Drew McIntyre claymored him. Now, if you watch the video, you can very clearly see him drop to the ground, put his hand on his shoulder, crawl, like back up into the bottom turnbuckle in one of the corners, and turn around to the female referee and say something to her. And she reacts and she walks over the ring and goes and talks to one of the producers and comes back. And I don't know, man. I don't know whether or not Cody was supposed to win the Royal Rumble or not. But rumor has it that apparently in that moment they called an audible and went, mate, you're out. You're not going to be able to make it to Mania.
He was in that corner. I remember it. He was in there for probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, man.
He didn't get up.
And look, he's had a torn tricep before. Like it's an injury that he's had to come back from before. So I reckon... Bang. The second it went, he knew.
It's a shame. Because, mate, he looked good, didn't he?
He looked fucking great.
GTS, mate. That was on.
Love it.
He threw a couple out there. I was very excited to see that.
Well, look, moving on from WWE, some other really cool news. You've never watched The House of the Dragon yet, have you? No. We're going to fix that.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I've got it on my binge list, and it's been there for probably about a year. I've just been watching other stuff. But what's this news? I'm keen.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, who is one of the OG Targaryens, one of the first dragon riders in the series.
Yes.
The actress Millie Alcock, who plays Rhaenyra Targaryen, has been cast in James Gunn's DC universe as Supergirl.
They're making a Supergirl.
I don't know if they're making a Supergirl movie, but Supergirl will be involved in some of the movies that are scheduled, and she has been cast in that role, which is huge.
Massive.
She's an Australian. Like, there's a series, I can't remember it off the top of my head, that had Tim Minchin and her.
Okay.
Really, really beautiful series. Tim Minchin was just a revelation in the series, but Millie Alcock was in it as well, and she's just fucking amazing. Like, she's such a good actor. So really, really cool to see another Australian hitting Hollywood.
Mate, it's good,
and owning it. So
I remember back in the day, we used to have like 4 or 5, didn't we?
Well, I mean, they were all really Kiwis. We just took
Well,
them
we
as ours.
stole Rusty. we stole Rusty 100%.
Yeah.
But I remember, you go back like 20 years ago, you only really had, I mean, Mel Gibson was obviously one of the first ones.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman came into play. And then, who was the British one that we stole as well?
Oh, you had Eric Bana.
Forgot
you
about
had
him.
Sam Worthington. You know,
Yeah.
there was a lot of big names that were coming out of
Yeah.
Australia, and obviously a lot of big directors like George Miller, the director and creator of Mad Max, who went on to make Happy Feet, which is so weird when you think that Mad Max and Happy Feet was made by the same guy.
That's ridiculous. We had Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann,
He's made
Moulin
some.
Rouge.
I think of Romeo and Juliet when it comes to Baz.
So good though.
He's amazing.
So good.
The way he directs, like all these films have a very similar tone to them, but they're just fucking brilliant.
Beautiful.
They really are.
But in other news, have you heard about the movie The Beekeeper?
Everyone, need your attention, please. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Jason. Yeah. I've seen the trailer.
We need to go watch this movie.
Is it like a James Bond type film, or
It looks a bit more like, from what I can tell, like a Bourne kind of movie.
Jason Bourne?
Yeah,
Okay.
something similar to that. Maybe even a bit like Olympus Has Fallen, kind of that sort of stuff.
I watched that last week, funnily enough.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
There's another one.
So I think it's going to be a great movie. It also has one of my favorites, one of my absolute favorite actors, Jeremy Irons.
Scar.
I put Jeremy Irons in a very similar kind of position to what I do with Charles Dance. He's never been a major guy in the front, but he's always been a very strong support. And you know, you've got Scar, you've got Die Hard, you've got Batman versus Superman, and the DC
Alfred.
Cinema Extended Universe where he plays Alfred. Amazing TV series, The Borgias, which is based on not even medieval, like early Rome, the early Roman Catholic Church, and the Borgia Pope. He was spectacular in that series.
Wow.
Bit of a hard series to get into for some people, but holy shit, he made it so incredible.
I think he was also in The Man in the Iron Mask with Leo.
Yeah, he was.
1998, I believe.
Yep.
Far out.
Yep.
Can you think of a movie though not a movie. Can you think of an actor though that has such a particular voice? You can literally play his voice
Charles
anywhere
Dance.
in the world, and anyone and be like, I know who that is.
Same with Charles Dance.
Yeah, far out.
Same with Sean Connery.
Oh, diamonds are forever.
And probably the other ones that I think of is Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Like those voices are just iconic. Love it.
All I think with Patrick Stewart, I just remember his little cameos in Family Guy when he's like, I don't know if you watch Family Guy, don't you?
Absolutely.
He has these little cameos, and there was one where he plays a baby for about 3 seconds. He's like, "Today I saw a balloon,"
and it's like the baby, like the internal monologue.
Yeah,
of the baby. Yeah, I love that.
it.
I love that shit.
Oh, it's good fun.
But the last bit of news I got, Marvel have dropped a 1-sentence line with a subplot about Deadpool.
Fuck.
So obviously we've got a trailer coming, we think, in a couple of weeks' time.
Super Bowl.
But the one-liner that they've given us is this: the irresponsible hero Deadpool will change the history of the MCU with Wolverine.
Wow.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all they've given us so far.
Come on, hurry up.
It's kind of like wearing grey sweatpants. You can see the bulge, but you have to imagine what's in there.
Fucking wow. Well done. Well done. Oh, fuck, you're in the zone today, mate. Well done.
But look, there we go. There's the news for the week so far. Some very exciting things happening. Really, congratulations to Millie Alcock. I hope we get to see a lot more of Millie over the years. But let's get into it, mate. What are we talking about today?
Well, as we were talking about during the week, I thought it'd be a fun topic to go back and talk about some of the top and also some of the least most favourite movie remakes.
Remakes or reboots?
I'm going to go with remakes for this one. I feel reboots we could spend a whole week in this room talking about, but movie remakes. The reason it came to mind, I was watching something on telly the other day, and I saw a Roadhouse trailer come up. Now, you know Roadhouse, Patrick
Roadhouse.
Swayze. Roadhouse. He goes, Family Guy brought it back, and Peter Griffin walks around kicking people and shit, screaming out the words. And anyway, I saw this trailer for Roadhouse, and I'm thinking, fuck me, why are they doing this? But I looked at the trailer. It actually looks not bad.
Yeah,
so Conor McGregor is the bad guy, playing basically himself.
That's amazing.
A little angry leprechaun man with tight clothing and, running around with a pot of fucking gold trying to take over a town or whatever it is.
To be sure.
Exactly. So, yeah, I thought it'd be a fun topic to go back on there. And, I've got a list here. I know you do as well.
Yeah, man. This is fun. This is fun researching.
Oh, this was. We had a good one.
So before we get into the list, remake versus reboot, how are you defining that?
So I'm going to go with reboot, meaning, Spider-Man, Superman. I feel
like a reset button.
I reckon they've just hit the reset button. They've created a similar storyline, but with a completely new character.
Whereas a remake is
the same movie,
the same story,
just different actors. Not a great deal has changed.
Gotcha.
So we had Superman, we had Spider-Man, we had a few others we were going to touch on, but I feel we can leave those out and we can just stick with remakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, I've got a couple written down here. Godzilla.
Yeah. That has been both rebooted and remade so many times. I actually do believe that we are in peak Godzilla territory right now.
Yeah, man, I agree.
With the Japanese Godzilla movies that are coming out, obviously Godzilla minus one that came out a couple of months ago, which has actually been nominated for an Oscar for best special effects.
Fuck me.
A Japanese like that movie has broken all records for international movies in global cinema.
Yeah, wow.
Which is spectacular. I haven't personally seen it. I've seen a bit of it.
Yeah. What's it on? Is it on any streaming?
It's still in the cinemas because they released it, but then they re-released it in black and white format to kind of really give it that old school Godzilla feel, and apparently it is phenomenal.
Wow. I'm keen. I've always been a fan. But see, I didn't mind the one back in '98 with Matthew Broderick.
I reckon you're probably the only one that would ever say that. All I think about when I think Matthew Broderick is the producers. I wanna be a producer.
Oh God, was he in that?
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't even know.
With Nathan Lane.
Oh my, Nathan Lane. Mouse Hunt. That was my Nathan Lane, and The Lion King, obviously.
Love it.
Okay, The Lion King, another remake.
Well, see, this is a big deal. Like, Disney is remaking and has remade a lot of their old school traditional hits into live action remakes.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, I mean they really are remakes because it's literally almost word for word.
Yeah. Well,
step for step, beat for beat, with the exception of I think in each of the movies so far, what have we done? Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Lion King,
Aladdin.
And I think there's a Jungle Book coming.
Yeah,
there's Snow White coming.
Yeah, okay.
Peter Dinklage is pissed off about the Snow White one because he wasn't asked to be in it. And I wish I was joking when I said that, but I'm not.
He could be grumpy.
Well, I mean, he's basically playing the part.
Oh
I love you, Peter. I love you, Peter. All 7 inches of you.
Oh, good old Pete.
But yeah, look, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the whole remake thing and whether or not Disney's doing it justice. And like, there's a couple of things in my head when it comes to that. First things first, there was a big controversy around Ariel from The Little Mermaid being black.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, somebody online, somewhere down the track, was sitting there looking at it going, well, let me give you the scientific reason why that's not possible. If you base the thing, it's a Danish tradition, it's this and that. I'm like, it's a fucking mermaid. It doesn't exist,
It's a fucking movie.
It's a mermaid.
Oh, God. I said this last week, but these motherfuckers, they got to get out of the basement, mate. Seriously, get out and live instead of just spending all your fucking life online whinging about shit that, nothing's going to... It doesn't... Oh, I'm losing my fucking mind here.
Look, this episode is definitely not for the Twitterati.
Oh, 100% not. 100%.
But yeah, like even talking about she's black and that she shouldn't be black because historically the location. I'm like, historically the location, fuck off. The whole thing is a fantasy story.
Yeah,
the same thing as Beauty and the Beast. Like, people for some reason didn't like the Beauty and the Beast movie because the CGI was. I mean, like, fuck, come on.
You know the one comes to mind with when I think about Beauty and the Beast? Bella, she was going to tap that not knowing it was a human. She was all for...
bestiality.
She was all for sitting on top of that dude, not knowing that if she fucking did what she did, he would then turn back into a human. hats off to Bella, because that's lit.
Well, the other one with The Lion King, obviously, that's how we got onto this. The big hoo-ha about, why do they have to have so many black characters in it? Why is it full of black characters? I'm like, you all know this story is based in Africa, right? Like, dead set. But also, I really liked John Oliver as Zazu.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
He was good. It's actually I think it's probably the best remake within Disney. I didn't like Aladdin. I'm really off Will Smith. I have been for a while. I don't rate him.
It felt like all of the magic and mysticism from the original story was muted.
Well, it's hard to go up against Robin Williams, even though it was a cartoon. Every time you think of Genie, any movie that has a genie in it, Robin Williams.
Do you know what? When you said Will Smith there, in my brain, I'm like, Will Smith was in that. What was he? Oh,
yeah,
fuck,
he was the fucking genie.
I can't reconcile.
Nah, man, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They should have cast it. They could have cast that a lot better. I would have gone with a comedian. But yeah, no one's going to live up to Robin Williams. He'll forever be Genie.
I got one for you. Percy Jackson.
Okay.
Percy Jackson is currently a Disney Plus series that's being released.
Yeah.
Week by week. I think they're up to episode 6 or 7 or something that came out earlier today.
Yeah.
But Percy Jackson has already been a movie. Percy Jackson and the Lightning.
That's right. There's 3 of them, isn't there?
There was a couple of them, but they didn't do very well.
So they turned into a series.
So they kind of remade the whole thing. I guess it's kind of like... It walks that fine line of being a reboot or a remake. I'm calling it a remake because they've taken a different path. Instead of releasing it as a movie, they're releasing it as a series.
Same actor?
No.
Remake.
Completely different actor.
Remake.
But look, I think this series is good. I think it does... It kind of... I do feel that a lot of the cool elements that we saw in the movies that, for all intents and purposes, were not great. Mm-hmm. They were good child movies. And this is the thing, like we've spoken about Disney, we're talking about Percy Jackson. This stuff is made for kids. It is not made for our generation. But we can still enjoy it.
I agree.
This stuff is literally made for kids because they've got this incredible story and it's too good to just let it sit there and do nothing.
Pretty much.
Yeah?
I did watch the first one, The Lightning Thief. That was actually not too bad.
I don't think it's that bad. I do think that the TV series that Disney Plus has released is going well. I think it's good. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement. I would like to see the gods as opposed to the gods as humans, just living their everyday life. I feel like that's a bit too... normal for a series like that, if I can use that phrase. Mm-hmm. But really, really fucking good series. I really enjoyed that. Another one I wanted to touch on, the upcoming Harry Potter remake.
The what?
So you've got all the movies, 9 movies I think it was that they made.
Well, that was, and then they made the
Fantastic Beasts.
The Fantastic Beasts, yeah.
Now apparently, in a reboot/remake format, they're making a Harry Potter TV series, and J.K. Rowling has just stepped in as one of the senior producers. Which now we've discussed J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has a very controversial point of view when it comes to very specifically trans people, but also people of the LGBT community. And while I don't necessarily agree with everything she said, I don't disagree with everything she said. There are things that I think shouldn't be said, but I cannot sit here and write off the Harry Potter series because of the opinions of the person who made it. I fucking love Harry Potter.
Great, come out of nowhere though.
Yeah, it really did, didn't it?
2001.
I think the books were in 96 or 97, something like that. We spoke about that a couple of episodes ago, but really did come out of nowhere.
They are good.
And they're fantastic.
They are good.
But apparently, like a proper reboot/remake in, again, television format, I believe HBO Max, which means, and you got to think about this, right? You think about how big the books are and how short the movies are. You know they had to cut a lot out.
I remember reading the first book. I only ever read the first one.
And then when you got to the movie where you're like, oh, well,
where's this guy? What about him?
And I think that's why they're going down the path of doing a remake.
So it's actually going to be based from The Philosopher's Stone?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know if they need it.
I don't know, I think...
It'll still make $1 billion each movie. The TV series will generate at least $1 billion.
I'll still watch it.
You know what? Fuck it, we do need it. I will watch it.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm sold.
But I've got one more that I'll throw at you before I throw it back to you. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Fuck, C.S.S. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis,
C.S.
prolific writer who was writing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe at the same time that Tolkien was writing The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
They were actually good friends. And interestingly enough, rumor, there's no real historical, I guess, like fact about this, but the consensus, the rumor is that they kind of challenged each other because they were both very Christian men. They challenged each other to write a story that tells of Jesus Christ's sacrifice for mankind in a fantasy format.
Okay.
So in The Lord of the Rings, you've got Frodo's sacrifice.
Yeah, but he didn't
for
die.
mankind. You sure about that?
Well,
he lost a lot of himself in that whole process.
Actually, he did die.
And then he disappeared.
He did
into
die when he got stabbed by the
And then
the
in
spider.
C.S. Lewis, you've got Aslan,
He died.
the lion, who is killed and raises from the dead.
Get
3
the
days later.
fuck out of here. Okay, shit. That's right. Frodo went to the Undying Lands,
Yep.
didn't he? So therefore, he was immortal.
Heaven.
Heaven. Fuck.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to see the parallels between the two series. Now, I say remake with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because of two things. First thing is the Disney Walden Media remakes were exactly that. They were remakes. What a lot of people who watched those movies didn't know was that back in the 80s, the BBC in the UK made The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and The Silver Chair.
Fuck.
4 out of the 7 books.
Did not know that.
Now, Walden Media never had all of the licenses to make all of the Narnia books. They never had them. They only ever had the first 3 or 4, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why they made 3 and then you never heard any more about it.
I wonder why they didn't keep going.
Netflix has just picked it up.
Oh, shit.
And they have the license for every book.
Fuck.
And they have just announced the director of Barbie is coming in to direct the first 2 movies. Greta Gerwig.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
So that's going to be massive production.
Yes, they are.
Couple $100 million budget.
And I'm here for it.
I am keen. As long as Liam Neeson is the voice of Aslan again. That was the fucking best thing.
He was so good.
He was so good. Wow. Okay. Yeah, shit. I'm speechless. I got nothing.
There you go.
I've got nothing because I was a fan of the series. I read the books as a kid.
Yep.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was always my favorite. Just the storyline. It's just incredible. It really is. Like
Do you love Jesus now?
No, I don't fucking love Jesus. But anyway, we won't get into that. We don't want to go through my beliefs and my religious views. We'll leave them out today. Willy Wonka. I've got that on my list.
Oh, yeah.
Now, in my lifetime,
Timothy Chalamet.
I refuse to see it. I don't think there was a need to remake Willy Wonka. Even after Johnny Depp's one, that was shit too.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. You cannot go past the original.
Do you know what? It was Johnny Depp playing a character that is unusual to Johnny Depp. It was a weird character.
It was a very weird character, yeah.
But the movies where Johnny Depp really shines are the movies where he gets to be Johnny Depp in a costume.
Edward Scissorhands, Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Just a real fucking weirdo. But with Willy Wonka, I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't watch it. It was weird.
Yeah. It felt too colourful. It felt too poppy.
Yeah.
It felt very Tim Burton, which obviously was Tim Burton.
Yeah, I think that's probably his worst film.
I agree.
I really didn't like it. Not one bit did I like it.
I agree. What have we got next?
Oh man, this
Gene Wilder, Forever.
No, 100%, 100%. Oh god, Ocean's 11.
That's a remake?
It is. The original Rat Pack from the 60s
Oh, yes.
made the first Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
Sammy, what's his name? Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra. They created the original Ocean's 11. And then I think it was 2001 or 2000 rolls by, and then you get Brad Pitt, George Clooney, come out, Julia Roberts, and make this incredible movie that ended up having, I think there was 3.
3 sequels.
And then they had Ocean's 8 with Sandra Bullock, who played Danny Ocean's sister after he'd passed away. And she was worse than him. So that one was on my list for a very positive reason. So just so I'm not getting lost here, so I'm starting from the ones that I liked, and I'm going to work down to the ones that I think are absolute dog shit. King Kong.
I love King Kong.
Peter Jackson, right, okay. Fresh off Lord of the Rings, which is one of the best one of the best three trilogies you'll ever see in the world. Conquers King Kong. I fucking loved it.
Absolutely.
I fucking loved it. But it cops so much shit. How? What's wrong with it?
Do you know what it is? There is actually in the MonsterVerse, in the Kong Godzilla universe, there is actually a lot of heat between fans of Kong and fans of Godzilla.
Yeah, okay.
And to this day, there's fucking ridiculous Facebook groups where they get into proper name-calling, bitch, fucking, fuck you, you're this, you're that kind of arguments about who's the king of the monsters. Is it Kong or is it Godzilla? Oh, well, Godzilla couldn't beat Mechagodzilla without Kong's help. Well, Godzilla was already quite depleted on the back of the fact that he just fought Kong. So, just mind-blowing. And I think a lot of people who now look at it and go, it's part of the greater Monsterverse, I don't necessarily think the hatred is for the movie. I think it comes to a degree from the movie, but I think some of it also comes from a place where people are just like, oh, but I prefer Godzilla.
Oh, God. Listen here, you fuck.
I mean, I prefer the Cronulla Sharks, and realistically, every other team in the league does suck cock. But
so do you.
Go fuck yourself. I'm not going to sit here and say that they don't deserve their spot in the annals of history.
I get it. These people realize, listeners, seriously, it's a fucking movie. Get the fuck over it. Get the fuck over it. And it was a good movie.
Our listeners are intelligent. Our listeners aren't.
Sorry. When this finally gets to those listeners, fuck you.
Our listeners are the ones that are going to go to those other people.
That's what I meant.
Hey,
yeah.
Loosh and Loki said, "Fuck you."
Fuck you. Get out of the. As I say, it's just repeating itself. Get out of the fucking basement. Seriously.
That's the reason why we record this on the second story of a large house.
Yeah, that's right. We might have to go in the backyard so people can't hear us. The Italian Job. That's on my list.
I loved that movie.
Did you know it was a remake?
I did know it was a remake.
Okay. I thought that was, I fucking love that. I love a good heist film.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty out there, but the Mini Coopers for me are just...
Absolutely. That yellow Mini Cooper with the black stripe through it, that's all I think of. Yeah, it's so iconic.
Scarface. Did you know that?
Did not know that was a remake of.
Howard Hughes, 1932.
Really?
Black and white. I don't know if it was a silent picture. It may have been a silent picture. Now, if anyone's listening out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was a silent picture in black and white from 1932. Howard Hughes, which was the famous entrepreneur who started an aviation company and then ended up wanting to get into cinema, ended up dying alone in Las Vegas with fingernails that fucking 10 inches long and lost his mind and whatever. He created the original Scarface.
Yeah, wow.
And then in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, Pacino saw that, or he got wind of it and goes, I would like to do that. And for me, created an absolute cinematic masterpiece in Scarface.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's widely regarded as one of the highest rated best films ever made.
It's aged well.
Yeah.
You can watch that movie over and over and over again, and you still enjoy it.
And I think like the influence of Scarface is also a big part of the reason why we've got series like The Sopranos.
Oh, massively.
Yeah,
massively. We should do an episode on. We could do an episode just on The Sopranos.
Well, you know how you and Dino have never watched The Office.
Yeah.
And you've never watched Will and Grace.
I've watched Will and Grace.
And you haven't watched any of The Boys.
Oh, here we go. He keeps bringing up The Boys.
I've never watched an episode of The Sopranos in my life.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay, you got nothing. You can't speak. Whatever I haven't seen, you have no relevance to anything moving forward. If you haven't seen The Sopranos, you might as well be living under a shoe.
Not a fucking second of it.
Okay. Well, my partner's, she hadn't watched it either.
Isn't she basically a member of the family?
Well, she's Greek, so that's Cypriot, but similar stuff. Yeah. Same part of the world. Yeah. But she's been, I introduced it to her 3 weeks ago. She's up to season 3.
Oh my God.
Episode 5. And she works 4 days a week. And we've got the kids that she juggles in between. She's still managed to smash out 3 seasons. 3.5 seasons. And they're hour-length episodes.
On that note, actually, talking about those types of series, I have been indulging in an absolute fucking masterpiece of a TV series that if you like The Sopranos, I think you'll like this. It's called Griselda.
Griselda. That just came out on Netflix, right?
Yes. Sofia Vergara.
Is she the one with the annoying voice?
Yeah, but not in this, man. She plays the queen pin of the Colombian drug trade.
Is this 70s based?
Yeah.
I saw the trailer last night.
It is a masterpiece in the working.
You should see how excited you're getting whilst you're talking to me.
I
wish our viewers could actually see the look on you. Look like fucking Luna Park.
My mind is blown with how good this series is. She's fucking phenomenal. Like, she's not just an annoying voice and an annoying judge on America's Got Talent. She is a prolific actor with so much range, and she plays this well. This role of Griselda so fucking perfectly.
Yeah.
I can't even describe it to you. You need to watch it.
How many episodes?
I'm up to episode 3. I believe they dropped the whole season, so I think it's about 10 episodes.
That's fine.
But it's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece.
I'll have a look because I love all that. I love that type of
you'll
TV
love that.
show. Did you ever see North and South?
No.
Watch that.
Okay.
That's fucking brilliant. All right, moving through the list. So, The Longest Yard. Do you know
I knew that was a remake.
Yeah,
that was a remake from like the 70s or something, wasn't it?
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, that's right.
So Adam Sandler obviously took over the role. Really enjoyed that one.
I liked that movie, the reboot. The remake.
Yeah, it's fucking funny, man. They're just all mucking around in prison, hanging out. They had some prolific actors in it. Terry Crews.
The Big Show.
No, he wasn't in it. No, the big Carly. The great Carly was in it.
The great Carly?
It was the
That's
great
right.
Carly. He's headbutting a fucking window in his cell, and someone walks over. Adam Sandler walks over and he just yells at him, and Sandler goes, "I need to take a piss." You know, there's just little things like that. But there were some bloody brilliant actors in that. I mentioned at the start that Roadhouse is getting a remake, so that's coming out. I think it's in May on Prime. So I'm gonna have to use your Prime account to get on that. I refuse to pay $6.99 with all the other things. Here's one for you: A Star Is Born.
Yeah, okay? I've heard that movie. Like, obviously, I've seen the one with Lady Gaga and
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Beautiful movie. That song, obviously, we all know.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't it been remade like 3 times?
3 times.
Fucking hell, just leave it alone.
But it's one. I reckon this is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's fucking good.
That's your number one.
Lady Gaga, she can act.
See, because I actually thought I knew what your number one was going to be.
Oh shit! Sorry. No.
I thought your number one was going to be The Mummy.
Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I thought you meant number 1 out of the 3 that have been remade.
Oh, no.
The Mummy. We're not even going to go into that just yet. No, I've got plenty more. No, I'm just mucking around. So yeah, we've gone through a couple of ones that I really rated, but now we're getting into the dog shit.
Okay, can I jump in with three dog shit straight away?
Get the fuck in there.
This is literally Hollywood teabagging and taking a dump on my childhood.
Yep.
Total Recall, RoboCop, and Dredd.
Oh, yuck. RoboCop. What the fuck were they thinking?
Joel Kinnaman in the RoboCop movie was embarrassing.
The whole fucking movie was embarrassing.
The whole thing was embarrassing.
The whole thing.
The only redeeming thing out of Dredd was Lena Headey's performance. Now, I did make an error in this last week. I think we were talking about Total Recall last week, or we briefly
touched on it.
And I think I said that Lena Headey from Game of Thrones was in that.
No.
Wrong. It was Dredd that she was in, and the role that she played in Dredd was fantastic. It was the guy who played Dredd, not Jack Courtney. Fuck, who was it? Forgettable.
I just remember Sly.
It was just embarrassingly bad. I've never been so offended by a remake in my life.
You reckon it's that bad?
It's that bad. So it was Carl Urban. Carl Urban, actually.
Was he in Dredd?
Yeah, he played Judge Dredd.
Oh,
yeah.
God. You reckon that's bad? The Mummy. Tom Cruise.
Okay.
How?
Okay.
Why?
Tom Cruise
Little Tom.
can eat a dick.
Stewie Griffin.
My dick is bigger than Tom Cruise. Seriously, the guy needs to go the fuck away. Now, I know that Mummy movie could have been great, but he came into that movie and decided that there was not enough fucking focus on him, and changed the script and fucking threw what little weight he had around Hollywood. You know what? I hope to God the guy never wins a friggin' Oscar. Fuck him.
I don't think he will.
Because I don't think he's any good. Now, that's not to say that Tom Cruise hasn't made a good movie or two.
Oh, he's got plenty, I believe. But you know I'm a little bit of a fan of his films, not of him.
But Tom Cruise can fuck up.
He,
I would prefer to watch The Scorpion King.
I don't mind that movie at all. How do you go, though, from Brendan Fraser playing in The Mummy and The Mummy Returns?
And that campy kind of comedic approach.
And it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. The storyline in this Tom Cruise one
Made no sense.
It made no fucking sense. Like, what moron gave that the green light?
Go
so and kick yourself in the fucking dick and then sit on an ant's nest, you piece of shit.
You know what's funny is, and when my partner listens to this, they're going to hear this, but my partner actually really loved it. I'm like,
he can sleep
I guess he lost all of his taste when he chose me.
Oh, 100%
And
he did, but
now
fuck.
he's just living a bland life.
Jesus Christ, that sounds like a very...
Sorry, babe.
That's horrible, man. He can sleep downstairs with the dogs.
Can I jump in with one more?
Please, hit me with it.
The Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't even watch him anymore.
Bruh, okay.
How many fucking times?
You cannot replace... And Jackie Earl Headley, please know that I love you. I think your performance as Rorschach in The Watchmen was phenomenal. It was industry best practice acting. But you cannot replace an icon like Robert Englund with Jackie Earl Hadley. Like, again, I feel like the best horror movies, the best thriller movies like that, are the ones that have a slightly camp approach. When you take that out and try to turn it into a straight, serious horror movie and do it the way they did with the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, no.
I refuse to watch them. I can't handle them anymore.
You can't handle the horror, or you can't handle
They're just
how bad they
shit.
are. Yeah.
They're just shit movies.
It's upsetting because like the first couple of movies were fantastic.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. Now, I wasn't allowed to watch them as a kid, but suffice it to say, the fucking second I moved out of Mum and Dad's house, I'm down at Blockbuster renting out the Nightmare Before Elm Street. Well, there's a crossover for you, Tim Burton.
Jesus. We're going into
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Jeez. So were you a Blockbuster or a Video Easy person?
We had both. But
I had both.
We had both for most of my childhood.
Yeah.
It was Video Easy, and then a Blockbuster opened down the road.
Ours were, so when I lived on the Gold Coast, we had a Video Easy right near the Robina Town Centre. And then 400 metres down the road, we had Blockbuster.
Yeah.
So if I had late fees at Blockbuster and I didn't want to pay for it, I'd go to Video Easy so I could not have to pay and still get my movies.
I'm still so amused by the fact that Netflix approached Blockbuster to buy them out, and they just laughed at Netflix and went,
They offered...
we will never need to merge with you.
They offered like $500 million.
Yeah,
something
man.
Ridiculous.
Whoever the executives were of Blockbuster at the time should never ever get another executive
I don't
role
even think they're alive. Do yourself a favour, mate. Fuck off.
Yeah, just fuck off.
Oh my lord.
Maybe go get a job at Macca's.
No, that's a good job. You know how much they get paid, the McManagers?
The McManagers.
They're on like 90 plus a year as a McManager.
A McManager. I love it. I love it. You know, not to throw shade at companies or anything, but the company that owns Archie Brothers,
Yeah.
Circle Electric, is a company called Fun Labs.
Okay.
They call their staff, and I'm not joking when I say this. Are you ready for it?
Oh god.
Mother funners.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ.
Do you want to be a mother funner? No.
I'm not going there anymore. I refuse. I'm not giving money to a company that thinks that's actually fucking acceptable or funny. That is fucking stupid.
It is funny, but it's not acceptable.
I'm sick of the human race, man. It's just every day something comes up where I just shake my fucking head and go, this is just wrong. And it's not getting any better. I'm going to go...
don't be such a downer, Debbie.
I've had a bad day, alright?
No, you haven't. You've been hanging out with me all day, you flog.
This was recorded on a Saturday.
Don't give the link to your boss.
No. Oh, man.
What do you got for me?
I'm going to go top 3.
Do it.
Absolute dog shit.
So bottom 3?
I've just skipped a few because I'm looking at them going, they weren't that bad, but you know, we'll get to the top 3. Number 3, Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
Now this is Charlotte Heston's version into Mark Wahlberg's. I'm leaving out the new ones from the last 15 years because they are fucking amazing.
they are spectacular
But
movies.
that 2001 Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg, I would wipe my ass with that movie. It is fucking embarrassing.
I would like to see you wiping your ass with a digital...
I want to wipe my ass with a VHS tape of Planet of the Apes and send it to Mark Wahlberg.
What are you going to do? You're going to pull the VHS tape?
I don't
So,
know. I'm gonna.
like,
it's like
the
tape.
mechanics of that.
Doesn't matter. It's like tapeworm. You can. It's been done before. I don't know. Figure it out.
What you're going to do is you're going to feed it into your mouth and pull it out.
Pretty much human centipede.
like a human flossing tape.
Figure it out. Figure it out. I need an engineer or something. I need a scientist, an engineer, and a doctor.
Babe, you need a doctor first and foremost.
I've got an appointment. So number 3 on my shit list is Planet of the Apes.
Agreed.
Number 2, Point Break.
Oh, okay. Seriously, stop fucking remaking Patrick Swayze.
Leave him
movies.
alone.
Leave the guy alone.
He is my favourite actor of all time.
In the words of Chris, Chris, whatever the fuck his name was, the Leave Britney Alone guy.
Leave Britney alone.
Leave Patrick alone.
Leave him alone. And you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to make a remake of Dirty Dancing. Fuck off. You can't. You don't need to.
I don't even want to see that. Like, no.
No, they made
I
a...
swear, if they recreate that epic dance scene in the hall, if they try to... No.
Nah. You release that, I'm going in. But yeah, leave Patrick alone. You're already doing Roadhouse. Don't do Dirty Dancing. Leave it the fuck alone. You fuck Point Break. Leave him alone. But Point Break for me, that's in my top 10 favourite movies of all time with Patrick. And what they created, it made no fucking sense.
You could never ever come to me with an idea for a movie with Patrick and Keanu that would make any more sense than Point Break.
It was brilliant. And old mate, fucking Gary Busey.
Oh, fucking crazy Gary Busey.
He's a psycho. My number 1 on the shit list, Ben-Hur. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the original, but hundreds and hundreds of millions of people loved the first Ben-Hur. There was no need to remake it, but they did.
I bet they really liked the part where the chariot flipped over and you could see the gas tank underneath it.
That was Gladiator, my friend.
Was it?
Yeah, that was
No,
Gladiator.
there was something in Ben-Hur as well. There was like a major error in Ben-Hur too.
So the gas tank was the chariot in Gladiator?
That's right. Ben-Hur was the aeroplane, wasn't it?
No, that was Troy.
Oh, that was Troy.
You're getting there. Just keep going.
Or was it the car in the background?
No, that was Braveheart.
Fuck me dead. Well, what was the Ben-Hur one?
I don't know what
There was a movie.
Get
error
on
in
Google
Ben-Hur.
and fucking tell me, because I've got no fucking idea what you're talking about. Honourable mentions though. I'm just gonna throw out one honourable mention here for a dog shit remake. Get Carter. Now I don't think you've seen that, but I'm sure some of our listeners are out there. One I missed though, off the good list. Gone in 60 Seconds. Did you know that was a remake?
Did not know that was
Yeah,
a remake.
Nick Cage, Angelina Jolie, Big Vinnie Jones. They remade that as well. I thought that was actually really good. So yeah, that's my list. Have you got anything else on yours you want to talk about?
Probably the only one that I had on my list that I wanted to talk about was Ghost Rider.
Oh, I love Ghost Rider.
Now, can I just say, no word of a lie, there is nobody better in Hollywood. There is nobody. Maybe Jeff Goldblum, but there is nobody else in Hollywood better than Nick Cage.
No. To be able to do a movie about yourself inside of a movie.
I'm going to take his face
Oh,
off.
that would fuck me. We should do an episode on Nick Cage.
Fucking love that guy.
I love that guy. But I mean, if you can do a movie about yourself inside of a movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, is that what it's
Yes. There's also another movie that's recently come out recently.
The vampire one?
Oh no, I've already seen that. That's so fucking funny.
I've added it
Renfield.
to
It's so good.
I added it to my list on that.
No,
the other day.
I'm a big fan of that. Yeah. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That looks
It's fucking amazing.
Amazing.
It is amazing. It is the best film. It didn't do that well, but it's
Apparently it's already on Netflix.
It's an instant cult classic. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I need to watch that.
Watch it tonight. Do yourself a favor and watch it tonight. It's got old Pedro Pascal in it.
I love that.
Who plays a fan of his, but he's also... Anyway, I don't want to spoil it.
But there's also another one coming out that he's in. I'm just trying to find what it is. And it's where he's in people's dreams.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh man, it looks like a really great movie.
We should promise our
Dream
listeners.
Scenario.
Dream Scenario.
I think. Dream Scenario. Holy shit! I'm going to show you the trailer after this.
Okay.
It actually looks mind-boggling and fun. It looks very much like a thriller, but with like that Nick Cage smirky kind of smarmy approach.
He's got that. He's got that vibe.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong.
I love him.
Oh, he can. He did some absolute shit.
But you know what? No matter how wrong it is, it's still right.
And everyone fucking loves him.
And I still, to this day, want to see an actual Nick Cage Superman movie.
I don't.
I do, just for the lols.
Nah, he's too old, dude.
Kevin Smith, make it happen.
Nah, stay away from that one, Kevin. You should stay away from directing, Kevin Smith. You've just made some absolute shit lately.
The shade of it all.
Oh man, I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Fucking love that movie. But since there's been a few questionable films that he's brought out over the years, and just retire, mate. Thank you.
But yeah, look, Ghost Rider I think has very much the potential to be a massively strong Marvel property.
Will he make an appearance in Deadpool?
It is.
There's a rumor.
There is a rumor, but I mean, at this point, every motherfucker who has been in every Marvel-related movie or Marvel-tangented movie ever is rumored to be in the new Deadpool movie. And the theory is, especially when you read that one-line synopsis that we read earlier, it's possible.
Anything, mate. With Ryan Reynolds at the helm, anything is possible with this movie.
Yeah.
I just need it to come out. I don't think I've ever the anticipation about the build up to this film.
This film is going to be the first Marvel movie since Endgame to crack $1 billion. I'm calling it right now. This film is going to be the first Marvel movie to crack $1 million. I think it will get close to 2.
In the geek universe, name another film besides Endgame and Infinity War, because they're the two obvious answers. In the geek universe, what other film has had such a build up? And, so many people screaming, waiting for this film. What's another one that comes to mind?
The Scorpion King.
Oh, fuck, man.
There isn't one, mate. There isn't one.
I think you're going to have to go all the way back to Spider-Man, maybe.
Yeah, I think
the
so.
first Spider-Man, or maybe the first X-Men.
Do you know what? I would actually say the most recent Spider-Man when we got all 3 Spider-Men. I think that movie
How the fuck did I miss that?
I think that movie was about as close as you'll get. But I think the anticipation for this Deadpool movie surpasses it by a long shot. Yeah, no, I do genuinely think that the next Deadpool movie is going to be quite possibly the most anticipated movie. I think that the only thing that concerns me about that is that with anticipation comes expectation.
Of course.
But I actually think that this movie is going to be one of the rare exceptions where the anticipation and the expectation are very happily met in the middle.
It hits on all points.
On the note of expectation and anticipation, that's our show for this week, guys. That nice long pause, anticipation, expectation. And we're done. And I am spent. Alrighty. Look, we've covered a lot of ground in a very short period of time, but I think there's some great movies there. There's some absolute shitty movies there. I still very much believe that the greatest and worst movie ever made is The Scorpion King, and no one can ever prove otherwise. But aside from that, go fuck yourself, Tom Cruise. I have been Loosh. This has been Loki.
Your mum's your dad. See you later.
Bye, guys. Deuces.
Hey, Loosh.
Yo.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Arch.
Archu.
Bless you.
Go fuck yourself, dickhead.